All right, SmackDown is off the air. Jade Cargill makes her anticipated SmackDown debut. Of course, she was in the Royal Rumble, and it goes, I thought, brilliantly by the way, just her entrance. And I'm diving right into this because to me, the way they presented her, that is how you debut a star. Jade Cargill was presented to the WWE Universe as a star. The introduction, the production for her entrance. She gets in the ring with Nick Aldis. She lays down that she's here, and the challenge to all the women in the locker room and everything else, says what she needs to say. She says the storm is here. Done. To me, at that point, debut perfect. Mwah. Great job, WWE. Nah, we don't stop there. No, 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 no. We get to the main event, which was Dakota Kai taking on Bianca Belair. And of course, Kabuki Warriors get involved. Naomi comes in. They're beating both Bianca and Naomi down. And Jade Cargill doesn't run to the ring. She walks briskly, but takes her time as well. And by the way, she had a wardrobe change, right? She's ready for business now. Steps through the ropes, does the pump kick, pop up power bomb, and then of course she hits her finish, and then she does her patented pin, right? Where she lays back, she arches back, and you got the full presentation of Jade Cargill right there tonight at SmackDown. How does SmackDown end? It's Bianca, it's Jade Cargill, and it's Naomi in the middle of the ring. And I honestly, I will say this. I believe I'm wrong as far as I thought they would wait till after WrestleMania to present her. Of course, they presented her now, but I thought maybe, okay, they do something and make it happen and she gets her big, push and everything after WrestleMania. After what I saw tonight, I believe you're going to get a 6-women tag at WrestleMania. It's going to be Bianca, it's going to be Naomi, and it's going to be Jade Cargill taking on Dakota Kai and the Kabuki Warriors. And that's what this SmackDown to me did. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, this SmackDown doesn't have anything for me because Roman's not there, The Rock's not there, Cody's not there, Jay's not there, Seth's not there. You have to have a show where it builds up the undercard of WrestleMania. And this was that show. It started at the very beginning, right? You had the tag team match. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton taking on Pretty Deadly. Logan Paul gets involved, building up for that 3-way at WrestleMania for the U.S. Championship. Logan Paul escapes, but the faces stay strong. They hit both their finishes on Pretty Deadly. And next week, you'll have a KO show with Randy Orton. And I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit weird, a little under the weather, but I knew. To me, this SmackDown was very well done, and I heard so many people really shitting on it on social media leading up to it. Hopefully afterwards, they see it differently. But I wanted to get this out there now beforehand. So I'm a little under the weather. I apologize for my breath, breathing, and everything like that. You might be hearing it on microphone. A little bit of a cold, a little bit of a cough. Then you had the build-up, right, with Io and Bayley. Io not there at the SmackDown tonight. She does a recording. They said at the training facility. Not sure where it was at. She lays out everything about, she helped make Bayley relevant again. Her and Dakota. Bayley was nothing until they got there with her. Trashing Bayley. The interview ends. Bayley attacks. It doesn't attack and leave. They tore the whole studio up. To me, that's perfect. That's exactly what they needed to do to get a little bit more life into this, because Bayley's been getting beat up and left laying way too much. This was her get back. And it leads to what, and again, next week, we're here. We got a Raw and a SmackDown, and we are at WrestleMania. So this was the chance Bayley gets her get back. You had the tag team ladder match get its final two participants, being Waller and Theory, and then also the New Catch Republic. I really wanted the Street Profits to be in it, but then now you found another match. Again, they built this SmackDown, helped build the undercard of WrestleMania. I believe you're going to get a 6-man tag with Lashley and the Street Profits taking on Karrion Kross and AOP. Another match being added, I believe. You had the LA Knight and AJ Styles. Again, I love the antics that they're doing with these two, right? It's almost the old Stone Cold, right? He gets arrested. Then he thinks he's the cameraman. He's not really the cameraman. Then somebody jumps the rails. Security comes out to get him. They leave, and then he's standing there. And then, of course, LA Knight's right beside him. And then he goes to work on AJ Styles. AJ Styles runs for the hills. And this might, and again, I'm sure more people have this same take. But to me, heel AJ Styles is better, way better than face AJ Styles, to me. Another match that was added tonight, adding to the undercard of WrestleMania, the LWO, which will be Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. And if you did not get a chance to see Carlito's face the whole time, he's rubbing his hands, he's clapping. Rey Mysterio says the new member of the LWO, and he kind of stops clapping. He's not smiling anymore. When he introduces Dragon Lee, and they're going to take on Santos and Dom. So now Dom has been added to WrestleMania. All of Judgment Day is now represented. Then they go to the back, and Damian Priest says, this is not just an important WrestleMania for the Judgment Day, but for us as individuals as well. Is that foreshadowing? Will Damian Priest finally cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase? For everybody that was poo-pooing on this SmackDown, I believe without the bloodline, and again, I know Paul Heyman and them, they were there for a little bit. They did a little promo, and you saw all that leading up to next week's Solo versus Jay. But when you look back at this SmackDown and the buildup of the undercard and the introduction and the perfect timing to debut Jade Cargill, she was not overshadowed by anything on that card. To me, Triple H, the WWE creative team, knocked it out of the box to me, building up the undercard for WrestleMania with this SmackDown. Yes, none of the big names were there. Your Romans, your Rocks, your Codys, your Seths, your Jay. But you have to have this one show, because next week, I guarantee you, they dominate Raw, they dominate SmackDown leading into WrestleMania weekend. This was the last opportunity you had to shore up any loose ends of the WrestleMania undercard. And if you don't believe that this SmackDown did not do that, I can't help you. I cannot help you. I am Sean Stanley. This is the Squared Circle Digest. Make sure you please go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Stanley Media House. And if you'd like to donate to the show, please check out right down there. And you can see the avenues that we have to where you can donate to the show. And I appreciate you taking time out of your day to take a listen to what I had to say about SmackDown. And again, I say it as I sign off. If you did not think this SmackDown checked the boxes of building the undercard of WrestleMania, you don't know wrestling.